You guys are like wives, like work wives?
Yeah, we are we are common law comedy wives.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the movie stars who had the privilege of acting alongside their close friends.
Because you're witty and urbane and you're fabulous with language and you have a twinkle about you.
Number 30, Paul Newman and Robert Redford, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and The Sting. By the late 1960s, few actors represented the new guard in Hollywood like Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Equally at home in classic westerns and gritty new genres, the two became fast friends on the set of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
You can cover me. You can see I'm right, can't you?
Newman actually lobbied for Redford to get the role because he wanted to play opposite an equal talent. Though they only worked together twice, the pair bonded over their commitment to their families and their shared political beliefs.
Can you get a mob together?
After what happened to Luther, I don't think I can get more than 200-300 guys.
The two were even neighbors at one point, trading pranks and practical jokes between movie shoots. Redford paid a loving tribute to his friend when Newman died of lung cancer in 2008.
That make you 7 inches taller than me? No. Will you show that my feet...
You want me to kneel?
Number 29, Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider, Various.
Hey, buddy, you mind if I play here?
Oh, sure, man. I'd love a little harmonica accompaniment. Please go away. I'd rather play alone.
We've heard so much about the feuds behind the scenes at SNL, but Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider forged a very long friendship even before joining that show. They were actually neighbors at one point.
Didn't you guys live together with Judd Apatow at one point?
I was across the street.
I did. He was across the street.
Who got on Saturday Night Live first?
Him.
You
Him
did.
and David got on at the same time,
Yes,
right?
we did. We got it at the same time.
I was left back in
But he came 6 months later, which was an eternity for you.
The two clearly share a similarly vulgar sense of humor, but their friendship is much deeper than just the comedy they make. After their time on the legendary sketch program, Schneider would go on to appear in memorable supporting roles in many of Sandler's biggest hits. In 2023, Schneider paid loving tribute to his longtime friend and partner when Sandler received the Kennedy Center's Mark Twain Prize for American Humor.
I love you like a brother. Thanks for growing old with me.
Number 28, Natasha Lyonne and Clea DuVall, But I'm a Cheerleader.
I'm not supposed to like you. But I want to do that again.
Unlike a lot of actors on this list, these two were besties before they ever shared the screen together. The only reason they ended up in the LGBTQIA+ themed cult classic But I'm a Cheerleader together is because Lyonne was visiting DuVall, who was already cast and saw the script. Playing lovers was odd for the two, but it didn't derail their great friendship.
We're one movie away. She promised on the third movie. She said, as soon as we hit 60, I'm all yours, baby. And I believe it.
The two have remained friends and collaborators, frequently working together on screen and off. From acting in each other's projects to being each other's creative soundboards, they've come a long way from their days as young working actors.
You have somebody who has, immediate access and like total trust and real love there. So it kind of heightens it to being beyond just a work experience.
Number 27, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, Various.
That would be a covalent bond, brother. That's when two atoms, they share electrons. You see, they both need what the other one has. That makes them stick together.
Are you saying we're covalent bonds?
What? No. We're not atoms, dude.
The bromance started on the set of 21 Jump Street, but it's since developed into a real and deep friendship. Channing Tatum's ex, Jenna Dewan, even joked that she felt like their third wheel. Tatum and Hill went on to co-star in more comedies, and their friendship was always a highlight of any press tour.
I literally I don't know, I can hang out with the dude all the time.
We have a great time together and love spending time together, so that naturally is a joyous thing, which breeds laughter, you know?
The two have been gassing each other up on social media ever since. There's clearly a brotherly bond between the two, with all the fun and painful parts of having a close sibling. What's a little physical torture between best pals?
What is it he does to you? What does he do?
What is that?
You're witnessing it.
Number 26, Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller, Various. They starred together in several hits and cult comedies throughout the 1990s and 2000s, but Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson began as admirers of each other's work.
I want to be a model. I freaking worship you, man.
Stiller was a fan of the movie Bottle Rocket, which Wilson starred in and co-wrote with Wes Anderson. They'd go on to star together in Anderson's The Royal Tenenbaums.
I need help. So do I.
Less is known about their friendship, as Wilson is an intensely private person. However, we've enjoyed the little glimpses we've gotten over the years. The two have an easy connection that allows them to play off of each other, whether it's in the movies or on a late-night couch.
Do you plan on working together again on some new projects?
Well, actually, yes. In fact, we haven't really talked about this anywhere, and I can say it here for the first time. We've actually signed an exclusive contract to only work together from now on in the future.
Wow!
Number 25, George Clooney and Julia Roberts, Various.
Are you still here?
Yeah.
And then I will say elegant.
And Julia, this is for
The second thing that comes to mind.
I wasn't finished.
It has to be said, George Clooney and Julia Roberts could each have chemistry with a crumpled paper bag, so it's no wonder they light up the screen together. Meeting on the set of Ocean's 11, the two may have played exes, but they immediately hit it off.
All right, I'll make this quick. I came here for you. I want to get on with my life. I want you with me.
Their relationship became much deeper than the playful one they'd established on the set of Oceans, and she would later say he was very caring of her when she was pregnant with twins. Since then, they've made more movies together and always take the opportunity to praise and support each other in their professional and personal lives.
I hate him. I think he's still secretly in love with me, but that's a different.
She spends a lot of time swooning over me.
You know, he's like, oh,
There's a
God,
lot
I
of-
love her
The
so
Clooney
much.
swoon
What can
as
I
you go.
do to get her
There's
back?
a lot of she couldn't
But that's-
have enough of
that's
me,
kind
and
of
she kept
subtext. It's
chasing
not
me
really what the
around a
movie's
lot.
about.
Number 24, Jennifer Aniston and Paul Rudd, The Object of My Affection and Wanderlust. The Friends actress may have been one half of the most famous Hollywood pairings of all time, but a former co-star may have been in the picture before that.
Phoebe, Joey.
Joey, Ross, Monica, Chandler. And Mike.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
After starring together in The Object of My Affection, Jennifer Aniston was rumored to have briefly dated Paul Rudd. The two have been friends ever since, starring in several episodes of Friends together and in the 2012 comedy Wanderlust. When Rudd was named People's Sexiest Man Alive in 2021, Aniston was one of the first to congratulate him on his award and his seeming agelessness. It's fitting. If Rudd somehow stumbled onto the secret of eternal youth, it looks like he must have shared it with Aniston.
It's kind of great. And you also get a really cool wardrobe.
You do.
You do.
Number 23, Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, Gravity.
Have I joined the fun?
Certainly.
How you feeling?
Like a chihuahua that's being tumble-dried.
They played fellow astronauts in the 2013 sci-fi thriller, but they've known each other a lot longer than that. In her Oscar speech, Bullock recounted how George Clooney threw her in a pool once. We're sure he did it in an incredibly charming way. These two have known each other so long that there's no pretense. Maybe that's why so many people want them to get together.
I like the fact that we have a history and an intimacy that goes beyond, what might sell a magazine, in that, if I need something or I need to have a conversation, I know there's going to be a response and some help.
Like Bullock says, she and Clooney have such a good friendship that a relationship would just mess all that up. Besides, she knows too much about his adolescent antics to ever see him as anything other than an annoying big brother.
I see women who look at George and they just fall apart, and I'm like, what's happened to her? I'm like, oh, that's right. It's George.
Number 22, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, 9 to 5, 80 for Brady, and Moving On.
Courageous. Fantastic. Top of the world. Brilliant. Fabulous. funny.
They're both Hollywood giants, but they rose through the ranks in very different ways. Lily Tomlin got her start in comedy and theater, while Jane Fonda was the daughter of a screen legend who went out of her way to carve a place for herself in boundary-pushing movies. Their talents combined in the 1980 workplace comedy 9 to 5.
We did it. We actually pulled it off. And we didn't panic.
And Tinsworthy loved what we did.
Yeah, everything except that part about the money.
What are we going to do about that?
Hey, we've come this far, haven't we? This is just the beginning.
Their careers brought them together nearly 40 years later on TV, and again on the big screen in 2023's 80 for Brady and Moving On. Through the years, they've been a source of support for each other, from award ceremonies to climate change protests.
Working alongside somebody who is a genuine genius. I mean,
Genius. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody like her.
Number 21, Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, Various.
Okay, I guess it's time to play the game. Tom, you know how we play?
J-Lo!
Not yet, Tom.
From their early days on SCTV to their film roles, especially in the movies of Christopher Guest, Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara have always just fit together. They even sound great singing together.
Oh, when the veil of dreams has lifted and the fairy tales have all been told.
It would be depressing if the relationship didn't carry on off-screen too. Luckily for us, it does. Their collaborations are made better because of how simpatico they are.
I mean, if we went 15 seconds, without a laugh, something, unlike tonight,
Yeah, we got used to it.
Be in a deep panic.
Something was wrong.
O'Hara has often sung Levy's praises, calling him the sweetest man in the world. She was even present at the unveiling of his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. If laughter is the most attractive trait, it's no wonder these two went on a date or two back in the day. But that's ancient history.
Thank goodness he's a gentleman, has always been a gentleman, and we get to have this working relationship because we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Number 20, Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, Titanic and Revolutionary Road.
Teach me to ride like a man.
And chew tobacco like a man.
And spit like a man.
What, they didn't teach you that in finishing school?
No.
The actors who gave the world Jack and Rose are electric on screen. Their chemistry continued off the set, albeit as good friends. They might not have ended up a couple by the end of making Titanic, but anyone who goes through the hardship of making a James Cameron movie is probably bonded for life.
I'll never let go. I promise.
Despite their different lives and busy schedules, Winslet said they always make time for a phone call. They were even each other's dates for the 2016 Academy Awards, where both were nominated for separate movies. It was the fateful night that DiCaprio finally won his Oscar.
He's such a lovely person, and that people really not only admire him, but also really like him and respect him, and I feel quite proud of that. It's yeah, it's lovely. I love that. I keep getting emotional when I talk about Leo.
Number 19, Ben Platt and Skylar Astin, the Pitch Perfect franchise.
I'm gonna go introduce myself. Everybody be cool, it's just a normal day.
Not only were Platt and Astin in the first two successful Pitch Perfect films together, they're together in life too, as bros, with Astin referring to Platt as a roomie for life on Instagram. They may have played college roommates, but their kinship is for real.
I've got the magic in me.
For instance, Platt was present at Astin's wedding. Meanwhile, Astin and his then-wife, fellow Pitch Perfect co-star Anna Camp, who's also real-life BFFs with one of her co-stars Brittany Snow, visited Platt while he was performing on Broadway in Dear Evan Hansen in 2016.
Now give me some love, 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 love.
They may not be performing on screen at the moment, but you can bet that Ben Platt and Skylar Astin kept their on-screen friendship off-screen as well.
Well, you know me well. Could you maybe help? If you do, you could be like, you're not that.
Number 18, Jada Pinkett Smith and Queen Latifah, Set It Off and Girls Trip. Pinkett Smith met her real-world BFF back in Baltimore when she was 15, and snuck into a club to see an up-and-coming 17-year-old Latifah perform. She was blown away.
You're right about that.
The two would later star in the 1996 hit Set It Off, and while they wouldn't work together again for 21 years, they maintained a tight friendship in between projects. Latifah told People that she and Jada can, quote, hold whole conversations without really saying anything, but still saying a lot. That's a deep connection that friends could only probably have after 30-odd years of closeness. Here's hoping we don't have to wait another 21 years in between films to see these two women together again. Number 17, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These two co-stars met on the set of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and were not immediate BFFs. But spending time together on press tours for their MCU films seems to have changed that. And now, with several more films under their respective belts, as well as the Disney Plus series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's easy to spot the closeness between Falcon and Bucky Barnes.
Hello, girl, kick your ass!
In an attempt to get Sebastian out of New York during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Mackie even tried convincing Stan to join him in New Orleans. No one knows what the MCU holds for their characters just yet, but off camera, their bromance shows no signs of slowing.
Always remember number one. But always kind of keep in mind number two.
Number 16, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, Various. Nick Frost met buddy and collaborator Simon Pegg when Frost was a waiter at a restaurant in London. The two became friends and eventual roommates before going on to work together in projects like the box office hit Shaun of the Dead.
Aren't you dead, love? Oh, she likes you.
Since their breakout, the two have continued to stay together both on and off screen, such as in the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy and the sci-fi comedy Paul.
Why are we holding hands? So we look like a family.
Like any close relationship, these two funny men have had their share of drama and fights. Simon Pegg has stated that while they may quarrel, they always end up back together again, just like in any family. And this family not only plays and fights together, they clearly know how to work together too, through thick and thin.
Do not go to the Winchester. The pub is out.
Even if it's shut?
Especially if it's closed. Remember what happened the last time?
Number 15, Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy, the X-Men Beginnings franchise. Deemed the new Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, who we'll get to later, these two actors share more than just the former's characters. Though they first worked together on the Band of Brothers miniseries, their bromance as we know it began with the world of the X-Men.
Remember, the point between rage and serenity.
The two mutant besties even have a combined nickname, McFassy.
You're psychic, Charles. You can convince me to do anything.
Watch any interview the two have given and you'll see the great chemistry that translates off screen. What with McAvoy easily cracking Fassbender up with every chance he gets.
You would all remember that party we were at in San Diego at Comic-Con?
Didn't you knock someone out there?
Shut up!
Here's hoping James and Michael also continue their bond well past their current ages and into their 80s and beyond.
Goodbye, old friend. Goodbye, Eric.
Number 14, Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, Various. The kinship of our next duo of BFFs can be described as brother from another mother, which McConaughey himself has called them on Instagram. McConaughey beat out Harrelson for his breakout role in A Time to Kill, only to end up playing his brother in Ed TV a few years later.
Oh, is that the way it is, huh, bro?
Maybe it was their alleged shared love of recreational activities, but the duo have always seemed tight well beyond just that.
You both seem like you enjoy having fun.
Yeah, well, there we go. Some pictures to prove it.
Matthew has even publicly admitted that he's gone to the Woodman with personal problems in the past. Whether it's the lesser-known Surfer Dude or HBO's True Detective, these two cool characters are all right. Number 13, Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning, The Twilight Saga and The Runaways. These two ladies have appeared in a few films together and initially met on a short film back in 2007.
You think anybody's gonna take us seriously?
It's just publicity. It helps everybody.
But according to Fanning, the first introduction wasn't special enough to call it their real first meeting. It wasn't until the two were on the Twilight Saga New Moon set that their bond truly formed, in what Dakota calls their chosen moment of meeting.
She wants to be.
And so she will be.
For dessert.
It was while she introduced friend Kristen Stewart at Elle's Women in Hollywood Awards ceremony in 2016 that the two publicly professed their love and respect for one another.
She finds what is most important and carves into it like a building into the sky.
Fanning confessed Stewart had been there to hold her hair back, helped her through heartbreak, while Stewart responded to it all with, "Oh my God, dude, I love you so much." That's BFF love.
Okay, that's it. You're done. Thank you. I love you, man.
Number 12. Reese Witherspoon and Mindy Kaling, A Wrinkle in Time. After working together in A Wrinkle in Time, Kaling and Witherspoon have since become fast friends.
Well, I knew you could do it all along. I never doubted you for a second.
Kaling, a parent herself, doesn't hold back when she gushes about how blown away she is by Reese's mom abilities.
We think your father tested here. Don't be shy. Go ahead, look around.
Reese, in turn, has gotten her pal Mindy involved in Legally Blonde 3, with Kaling co-writing the screenplay.
I think she's got a lot of potential.
These two Hollywood powerhouses send gifts to one another and have even been known to hang out together at family-friendly places like Disneyland.
I actually like I like pumping gas.
I'd be like, go.
I gotta just say, I wouldn't know what to do.
It's clear that Reese and Mindy know how to be more than just colleagues. They know how to be friends too. Number 11, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, the Jumanji franchise and Central Intelligence.
Whoa, back up, man.
Constantly at each other's throats, Kevin Hart and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson attack in such hysterically warm ways that you can't help but feel the love between them.
So you think because you what, 6'4", 6'5", 270 pounds of pure muscle, I'm supposed to be afraid of you? Is that what you think?
Maybe.
But if the sarcasm doesn't show you just how close they are, just listen to The Rock when he says Hart's definitely one of my best friends on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
You know, he had a tough year, and I'm so happy he's back. And he's in the game, and he's feeling good and very resilient.
The two have teamed up on multiple occasions, with hilarious Hart especially playing well off The Rock's straight man.
Stop. What's going on?
I'm a hugger.
Whether it's Dwayne honoring Kevin with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, jokingly competing for attention on Instagram, or starring together in a Jumanji film, their partnership works wonders on screen and off. Plain and simple, they're a lot of fun to watch.
You talking to my camel?
Yes, I'm talking to the camel, and he can tell that you're a pain in the ass.
Number 10, Penelope Cruz and Salma Hayek, Bandidas. Friends since 2001, Cruz and Hayek still have each other's backs today.
Do you work for us, Maria Alvarez? No, I do not work for you. Then what are you doing here? I have business with your father.
Cruz starred in 2006's Bandidas with Hayek, and more importantly, was there when Hayek got married in 2009.
What kind of a bride smells like a horse and kisses like a chicken pecking corn?
They've openly praised one another's work, and when both were on a precarious flight together, Cruz reportedly remarked that she would have been okay if this was her last flight, as she was with her best friend.
And it was an emergency landing with a depressurization of cabin, like a very serious thing, and we had to land somewhere else.
Dark but endearing. Cruz and Hayek are close enough to have cute, food-based nicknames for each other, as well as a bond that both maintain is like a firm sisterhood, and have even called each other their heroes.
Related to Penelope Cruz. Not by blood, but she is like a sister to me.
Number 9, Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore, Charlie's Angels.
We were both like LA kids, you know. I worked in a coffee house. She was a model, and I like served her coffee, and we had like mutual friends.
Though they first met in the late 80s, these two only started getting close when Barrymore approached Diaz about co-starring in 2000's Charlie's Angels, and the pair have been good pals ever since.
I'm gonna go deal with Knox. I'm gonna go bring our Bosley back.
Drew and Cameron have been there for each other's marriages and beyond, and these two maintain that they're more like family than just friends, as evidenced in their social media posts. Barrymore has even gone so far as to say that Diaz would be the first person she calls should she ever wind up in jail.
I've been to all your weddings.
Exactly.
I've been to all of them.
Let's hope that doesn't happen, but let's hope there's no slowing down for these real-life angels in both work and play.
She was always kind. You know, someone who looks like that, they could be, you know, have an attitude, and she was the opposite. She was friendly and goofy and really nice.
Number 8, Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens, the High School Musical franchise. These two friends were already acquainted before their shared time in these Disney Channel movies.
What are you doing here?
I'm the new lifeguard.
In fact, Tisdale and Hudgens met before their breakout film roles, way back when, at a commercial audition. Having someone else share such a unique experience in the world of stardom surely helps with forming bonds for life, and these BFFs has shared everything from getting tattoos to being at each other's weddings and revamping each other's homes.
How excited are you to watch her become a mom for the first time?
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I'm so excited to get back to LA
to sing to her baby.
Things may have really started with Disney, but this friendship has extended well beyond that.
Exes and the oh-oh-ohs, they haunt me.
Number 7. Brad Pitt and George Clooney, the Ocean's franchise. These guys not only share good looks and high-profile movie star status, but also a true friendship that goes beyond the silver screen.
I need a reason. Don't say money. Why do this? Why not do it?
While this bromance reportedly began during working hours on 2001's Ocean's 11, the duo maintains a friendship during off hours as well, with the notorious pranksters lovingly struggling to get one up on the other.
I had stationery made up with his name, and then I would send letters to other actors from Brad Pitt.
These pranks have involved everything from the Chippendale dancers to the police and even a goat, or maybe a sheep. They've had some rocky moments in their relationship, like when Pitt divorced Jennifer Aniston, which was allegedly much to Clooney's chagrin. But they're back to being friends now, with Brad saying he expected roses from George for his 2020 SAG Award win.
It's the kind of thing he'd text you like a congratulations. Is it that kind of relationship?
He'll probably send flowers. He's more of a flowers guy.
Number 6. Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They met while filming Thor back in 2009 and have shared a friendship ever since.
You can't kill an entire race. Why not?
Having both of them come into fame at about the same time, they found that they had a lot more in common than just our on-screen characters did. Hemsworth has even called Hiddleston an honorary Hemsworth, saying that he's adopted him as a brother.
We've adopted him. He's one of the Hemsworths. He's in. We've given him a card, given him a badge.
Yeah. I'm like the runt of the litter.
Meanwhile, Tom publicly thanked Chris when the former won an MTV award for Best Villain.
My brother from another mother, Chris Hemsworth.
They not only go to one another's red carpet premieres, but also lovingly entertain each other at what could be stuffy events if you didn't have a friend keeping you company.
I've hung out with his brothers as well. It's a great time, I've got to say. Fun. It's also fun to see where he fits into the dynamic.
Number 5. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, Various.
Angie? What? I'm Kate.
Oh, hi!
These two not only have great chemistry on screen, but they clearly have it off screen as well, as they've hit it off since their shared time on SNL.
Hello, I'm Amy Poehler. I'm Tina Fey, and here are tonight's top stories.
Since then, they've starred in Mean Girls, Baby Mama, and Sisters together.
Amazing. You're crushing it.
Woo! And have shown how well they play off each other at the 4 Golden Globe ceremonies they co-hosted.
Look who slithered back over to the TV section. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Julia.
Having met in Chicago while the two were studying improv comedy, they became fast friends when they shared a love of quietly bashing their instructor to one another.
Oh, I got a whole intricate sewn-in system under there.
Heck, these two funny ladies have even supposedly planned to marry their kids off to one another. So there's that too. Number 4, Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire, The Great Gatsby.
I knew you looked familiar. Having a good time, old sport.
Oh, the whole thing's incredible.
These two knew each other well before they started The Great Gatsby together. They actually met as child actors all the way back in the 1980s, having shared time together at auditions in LA.
See you later. Bye, Tommy. Bye, Sarah.
Both mostly raised by single mothers, the two guys bonded almost immediately, and while they sometimes auditioned for the same roles, these friends didn't share any bitterness.
I missed them a lot today.
As both their fame levels increased, Tobey and Leo were known around town for keeping fast and hard company, perhaps not unlike something you might see on Entourage.
No, Leo went to Paris to talk to James Cameron about some fish movie.
But as they've matured and toned down their public profiles, both DiCaprio and Maguire remain close.
You sure you want me to come? Absolutely, old sport. Absolutely.
Number 3, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, the X-Men franchise. Sir Ian and Sir Patrick have both had long careers, and even appeared together in a 1977 stage play, but didn't keep in contact.
I'm looking for hope. I will bring you hope, old friend.
In fact, it wasn't until slightly more recently, in 2000's X-Men, that the two became BFFs. Their friendship is so tight that Sir Ian even married Sir Patrick to his wife in 2013.
I believe you've done rather well. Oh, quite well, yes. Past my best now.
Also in the 2010s, McKellen and Stewart have been seen appearing together on stage in productions like No Man's Land, and of course, via their hysterical social media posts. Just because the 2020s see them both in their 80s doesn't mean these two knights can't still laugh at themselves.
And I will always be there. Old friend.
Number 2. Blake Lively, Amber Tamblyn, Alexis Bledel, and America Ferrera, the sisterhood of the Traveling Pants franchise.
Ta-da! Tibby, you're a babe!
These women all starred together in 2005's The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and its 2008 sequel, but their friendship didn't stop there. Today, these 4 women are still just as tight as their on-screen counterparts, coming together frequently for huge moments in their respective lives.
Well, I was lucky. My first job was with America Ferrera and Amber Tamblyn and Alexis Bledel, and these women are role models of mine to this day.
They've been there for each other's pregnancies, weddings, you name it. They even get their kids together for playdates.
We'll be hanging out and then realize, oh, we are the sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
And what's more, there are rumors that these BFFs might be coming together on screen for a 3rd installment of the film series that kicked off this true friendship sometime in the near future.
You have something else too. What? You have us.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Various.
So when are you done with those meetings? Like the week after I'm 21. Yeah, they gonna hook you up with a job or what?
Who doesn't know about this classic Hollywood romance that extends to even before the pair's breakout in 1997's Good Will Hunting, and that garnered them both Oscars? The two first met as kids in Massachusetts when their moms apparently introduced them. And then things soon got real for the pair when Affleck got Damon out of a losing fight.
I was like a junior and he was like a freshman. And he tackled this kid off of me, and literally at the risk of his own life.
They went to high school together and eventually embarked on Hollywood careers together.
See, in the beginning, it was just us and him, angels and God. Then he created humans.
In the 2010s, Matt continued to be there for Ben through his public struggles with addiction, and it's clear that this friendship shows no signs of slowing down.
He will put himself in a really bad spot for me. Like, this is a good friend.
And he will be Batman.
Who are your favorite on-screen co-stars turned off-screen BFFs? Let us know in the comments.
We simply fused together in a very meaningful way.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.